In today's video, we'll be discussing the lessons that I've learned on the Capitalist Nigger, the book that was written by Chika Onyani, the guy who relocated from Nigeria to America. This is what we'll be discussing in this video. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for clicking into this video. So in today's video, I'm just going to quickly discuss the lessons that I've learned on this book. It's very interesting. It's thought-provoking. I think you should try it if you are a black person. Even if you're not a black person, I think there's a lot to learn in this book. I just want us to take a look at the first chapter where he's discussing the word capitalist nigger and why he's calling himself a capitalist nigger. Well, black people get angry when they're called Negroes, because they think it's a word that is offensive. Practically, Caucasians enjoy using this word or used to enjoy using this word because they feel superior to black people and they want black people to feel inferior. That was the main reason they were using that word. Like for instance, in South Africa, during apartheid, they used to use kafir, the word kafir, and it was offensive to black people and it's still offensive till this date. I remember picking up this book last year and I think I read about the first chapter or the first few pages and I was really angry because I was like, why would this guy be happy to be called a Negro by Caucasians or by white people? And then I started the 75 Soft Challenge, where I'm required to read at least 10 pages each and every day. So I decided to pick this book again to read. So in my understanding, I think what he's trying to say, people shouldn't be angry when Caucasians or white people calling black people by those words, because like you are giving them that power that you are inferior. Instead, you shouldn't give them a reaction. Just imagine if you're a multimillionaire, do you think those people will call you that? No, they wouldn't. You know why? They wouldn't dare call Dangote a kafir or a nigger for that matter, because people respect money. The likes of Petrus Matsepe, these people are billionaires actually. No Caucasian person who would just confront them and call them kafirs, because you know why? They've got the money, they've got the power. That's what I understood according to this book. So all in all, if you've got money, it means you've got power. People respect you because people respect money. The second lesson that I've learned is that black people are consumers. They're always consuming, they're not producing. So this way, we are depending on other people in order to get whatever that we want. We buy luxury brands, we buy the designer clothes, whatever the case may be, we are always consuming. And this book was written back in 1999, but I think it's still relevant at this point because a lot of businesses who are doing well economically are still owned by white people, the Jews, followed by the Indians. I'm not saying black people don't have successful businesses, but they are very, very few. This guy is actually encouraging black people to invest in themselves, to buy assets instead of going around driving big, expensive cars and only wearing designer clothes. We should start by owning our own assets. We should start by investing in ourselves so that we can have financial freedom. That way, the black race will be respected globally. When you mention the word Africa, you'll think of great things. When you think of Africa, almost all the countries that were colonized, they are now independent now, but they're still poor, they're still depending on the West countries, East countries. Africa is the poorest continent because even the government is not doing much for black people. I mean, you've seen the corruption in African countries. Black leaders are very corrupt. I don't want to mention countries and all of that, but you are aware of that. Black leaders like to enrich themselves and forget about their own people. Instead, they will use their money to buy expensive mansions and move to their own rural areas or the townships. They'll rather go and stay with the white people in the suburbs instead of doing great things for their own communities. Another lesson is that we should just stop complaining and try to figure things out. Like if you want to start a business, stop complaining and say the banks won't allow you to borrow money because you are a black person, they're racially profiling you, all of that. You should find ways, you should find solutions, or rather copy or benchmark successful businesses, how they do things. Like there's internet today. What is it that they're doing? Their habits, they are always planning for the future. You can get the information online nowadays. You don't have to go to the libraries. I mean, YouTube is the best university. If you want to code, you can learn coding. If you want to learn about businesses, you can learn about businesses. Especially if you've got the advantage of having an internet, there's so much that you can do online. I mean, even starting your own YouTube channel or any social media, you can actually make money by having a YouTube channel. I mean, if your channel is big enough, you've got audience, you can make money on AdSense, you can make money via brands, or you can establish your own business and just sell online and start e-commerce. That way, you will stop complaining about the government, especially the high unemployment rate is so high to black communities. I'm just gonna make an example. Here in South Africa, if you want to work for government, you need to have connection. If you don't have connection, that's bad for you. On the other hand, white people have businesses. Also, Indians have businesses. The unemployment rate to them is very low. I hope you get my point. So yeah, this guy is actually encouraging us to stop complaining and start doing what we can in order to make money. You can start your own small business. He's basically encouraging black people to be entrepreneurs, learn new skills, learn the customer care, because a lot of black people start their own businesses but they fail only because they don't know how to manage their finances. Secondly, they don't know how to manage their customers. That is just a disaster. That business is definitely going to fail if you don't know your finances and you don't know how to take care of your customers. You don't know their needs and all of that. Another lesson that I've learned is to build resilience. And whatever that we do, we need to be strong and be patient, whatever that we're building. Like for instance, I'm building this YouTube channel. I have 0 subscribers. My views are very low. I can't just quit and say, oh, I tried YouTube. I've been posting since January. I think that week of January. I can't just say, oh, I've been posting on YouTube. YouTube hates me. The algorithm hates me. No, it's not like that. I just need to learn how the YouTube works. And I need to be consistent and keep on posting. I know one day that my channel will blow up and I'll have like 100,000 subscribers or even 1,000,000 subscribers. So it's not a trend smash. I can always learn. I can see the mistakes that I'm making. I'm not being consistent, but I cannot blame the algorithm and keep on blaming the YouTube and saying, oh, this thing is actually not working. No, I just have to learn new skills in order for me to succeed here, because you cannot always rely on motivation, because some days you won't be motivated to do things. Just like starting your own business, you won't always be motivated. Sometimes you'll be having financial losses or financial problems, so you just need to figure it out how to be successful. And try to read books, buy courses if you have to buy courses in order to equip yourself with skills that you need. Another lesson is that black people need to patronize black people's businesses. People need to buy from black people. so that they can support their businesses and be successful. But he also mentions that there is a challenge in that because, like, black people don't know how to take care of their customers. They make them wait. If they like insulting those customers. Like, for instance, taxi industry in South Africa. Do you think those people, those drivers, are respecting their customers? No, because whenever they are fighting for the route, they will use guns. They don't care. They will even shoot their own customers. Their customers actually die on the road because of them, because they've started this violence. So that means they don't respect their own people. The people that are supposed to respect them, they're not. I mean, these people at the end of the day are their own customers, but they pretend as if they're nothing. They're just doing them a favor anyways. They have no choice but to use the public transport. So a lot of people have bought cars, their own cars, not because they want it. Sometimes the public transport is really disappointing. It won't be there on time when they need it. Whenever there's violence, they are protesting. Their own clients end up dying. Black businesses need to respect their own customers, by the way, if they want to be profitable and perform globally. They also need to learn about financial literacy and have knowledge on how to run a business if they want to compete with big businesses. Last but not least, lesson is actually emphasizing that black people need to take care of their own communities where they stay, because when you look at their own communities, it's very dirty, dustbins everywhere. They don't maintain their yards and all of that. But when you're looking at the suburbs where white people are staying, it's always clean. You wouldn't see a dustbin lying everywhere. It's always clean. Yards are being maintained. The streets are looking good. But when you go to black people, it's a different story, quite an opposite one. It's very dirty. You are seeing the sewage everywhere. Like, the pipes are actually bursting and all of that. No one really cares about them. When you ask them, why can't you take care of your own place? They will tell you that, oh, the government is not fetching the dustbin, so that is why it's dirty. I remember I was in Joburg. Then we went to Lenasia. Actually, we passed by Lenasia, where the Indians are staying. I'm telling you, everything is in order there. It's very clean. Their malls are looking very good, very clean. You can see it's so beautiful and all of that. Why can't black people at least learn? I mean, here in South Africa, it's been 30 years of democracy, but nothing has really changed, especially to black people. Black people are still poor. Yes, there are changes. Some other black people are doing very well and they have moved from their own communities and went to the suburbs where there's also white people or Indians there and are living a comfortable life in the suburbs. But in townships and rural areas, though other places like rural areas are slowly developing, but I think there's a lot that can be achieved, especially if the governing party has been in power for 30 years. There is a lot that can be changed. I mean, look at the private schools, look at the public schools. Private schools are the best. Public schools, not so because it's run by the black government. I'm sorry to say this, but it's not really looking good. Public schools are not giving like the best education. So it is actually quite a problem. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you. If you have found any value in this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.